When starting a relationship, we have many questions. Do they like me? Are they the right choice? Where is this going? We spend way too much time analyzing our relationship instead of actually being in a relationship. Starting a relationship should be stress-free, but we second guess, become insecure, and we let critical thoughts run our relationship. In today's video, I wanna give you guys some tips on how you can mindfully start your relationship on the right foot. The first thing for any relationship is to stop playing games. It has become socially accepted to play games with people and ghost people. And because of this communication or lack thereof, we sometimes bring these traits into our formed relationship. It's like we can't tell someone, I'm just not attracted to you, or it was fun while it lasted, but I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Yes, it sounds harsh, but I would rather someone tell me that they lost their attraction or they don't want to be with me than someone to just completely cut off all communications with nothing said. We have these rules almost where it's like when you get someone's number, you don't text them right away. You wait 3 to 5 days before you call them or even before you text them. And these games lead to confusion and miscommunication. And sometimes these games are then brought into our relationship or our marriage even. And it's like, as soon as we get separated, we avert right back to the game playing. We try to manipulate our spouse into contacting us or wanting to talk to us. You then want your partner to work for your love. But why? Why make it so hard to love you? Direct and honest communication is what should be the core of starting any relationship. Why you up?
Because God woke me up.
No. No, I mean, like, I feel like you didn't sleep that long. Okay, whatever. But this is why, in my opinion, marriages don't work. Because we don't start the relationship with something as simple as honest communication. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. We put up these walls to guard our heart so we won't get hurt. I get it. We get fearful when we start something new. And if we were really hurt in our past, we don't want to relive it. But by you being so closed off, sometimes it won't allow the relationship to move forward and flourish. The best communication that we create with people is when we're our most vulnerable. We don't believe in ourselves enough to know when we are making good or even bad decisions. So it's not just really being vulnerable with other people, but also being vulnerable with ourselves. Some of us are out here lying to ourselves, trying to be something or somebody that we're not. We end up overlooking red flags because we want to be married or we just want to be in a relationship. Start being open with yourself as well. When you know who you are and what you want, you won't accept anything less. Also, understand why you are attracted to certain people. Sometimes we find that we're attracted to the same type of people, and then we wonder why our relationships are the same. Maybe you find people that always have bad tempers. Maybe you end up in a relationship where all they do is they always cheat on you. You think that there's no good men and no good women out there. There is. The problem is who you are choosing. Ask yourself, why do they have to have this certain type of career? Sometimes we make these things where it's like, I want someone who works here, have this amount of money, drive this kind of car. Ask yourself why. Could it have been from your childhood? Could it have been because maybe your parents struggled? You're just like, you don't want to be with somebody who you have to struggle with, that you want someone who's already established. Basically, you just want to be with someone who you can feel safe with. But know also that you don't need a partner just to feel safe. You can create that safety and that security by yourself. And you should want to try to create that safety and that security within yourself first. So that way, when you are looking for a relationship, you're not looking for someone to create that safety and that security for you. You've already established it within yourself. So you're just finding someone who can add to your already safe and secure environment. We also tend to choose people that we're just comfortable with. Maybe they're the same cultural background. Maybe they're lived in the same neighborhood. Maybe they lived in the same state. But honestly, that could also be the reason why you're still single or why you tend to have the same problems in all of your relationships. You should want to step outside the norm. You also learn more about yourself when you step outside the normal. We have to understand our patterns, even our destructive patterns, because believe it or not, we will unconsciously replay our patterns. And that's why I said before how you always end up with cheaters and deadbeats and inconsiderate people. And this might go for all relationships, not just your romantic relationships, but even your friendships as well. Change is hard. Nobody likes to change. We all don't like to change. But if you can learn to see your patterns and then change your patterns and your habits, you can end up with a successful relationship. I used to actually give the advice that if you want to find your one, if you want to not settle for less, to make a list of your ideal partner. Make a list of your ideal person that you want to be with. The problem with that list is most people go for the surface. They go for the physical. They may say that they want someone tall. They want someone with green eyes. They want someone who may be a specific race. Then they say, well, he has to be making, I don't know, 75K a year, or he has to have a good job, or he has to have a nice car. We go for the superficial things. But sometimes what we forget about is we want someone kind and affectionate, compassionate, honest, able to communicate, open and honestly, respectful, emotionally intelligent, funny, and interested in our thoughts and not just our bodies. And some of you may say, Tasha, that's a long list and you're not going to find all of that. Yeah, you may not. You may not find that someone has all of those attributes, but what are your non-negotiables? And believe me, there are people out there like that. You just have to go and find them, get around the right circles and find them. I lucked out. My husband is probably everything on that list. And he says it's because he was raised by women, but I've met other men that were raised by women and they're POSs. That's just the best way that I can say it. But if you want a long-term relationship and a relationship that lasts, these are the basic qualities that you want your spouse to have. And then as the relationship grows and as the relationship continues, you then start building more on your trust and you can learn to be more open. This video I actually made for someone that was single, but it doesn't necessarily have to be someone single. I mean, you could be married and still really take a look at your relationship to see if does your spouse have any of these attributes, or are you fighting a losing battle? Nobody's perfect. The perfect person is perfect for you, but understand that these qualities can also be built on and you can learn how to develop these qualities as well. So I hope this video helped you guys. If you like this video, like it. If you want to see more videos from me, go ahead and hit that sub. And remember, love yourself, adore yourself, and always be yourself. Thank you. And I hope I get to see you guys in my next video. Why not? I want them to see you. This is my big old chocolate bar. Okay. Don't be afraid to be, really? Don't, stop talking. I know. Oh my God. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Did you just fart? No. Oh. Oh. Let me say that again. Come on, Tasha. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable.
I gotta shake it up.
I'm gonna do this edit. I'm like, I said don't be afraid to be vulnerable like 50 times. Oh my Jesus. Okay. I'm just going. Don't be, yes. Now I can't get it out.